When people first hear about Sophia, they often imagine a science fiction character come to life, a blend of human warmth and robotic precision. But Sophia's journey begins with a clear vision set by Hanson Robotics, a Hong Kong-based company led by Dr. David Hanson, a former Disney Imagineer known for creating lifelike animatronic figures. Officially activated on February 14, 2016, Sophia was designed as far more than a novelty or a technological stunt. The goal was ambitious: to create a humanoid robot capable of learning, adapting, and engaging in conversations that feel meaningful and natural, all while advancing the field of artificial intelligence in a way that directly benefits humanity. At first glance, she draws attention with her remarkably human-like facial features, modeled partly after Audrey Hepburn and Hanson's wife, which allow her to convey over 60 facial expressions. But beneath the synthetic skin and expressive eyes lies an intricate combination of AI software, facial recognition systems, and machine learning algorithms that work together to simulate human interaction. The purpose behind Sophia's creation was not simply to showcase engineering prowess. Hanson Robotics envisioned her as a research platform to explore human-robot interaction in real-world settings. She was meant to serve as a bridge between humans and machines, helping people to grow more comfortable with AI by making it approachable and relatable. In this sense, Sophia's role extends beyond technology. She's a social experiment in trust, empathy, and collaboration. By engaging with people in a conversational manner, she gathers vast amounts of linguistic and behavioral data, which in turn help refine her responses and personality. Imagine meeting a robot that not only recognizes your face but remembers your previous conversations, adapts to your tone of voice, and even mirrors your expressions to create a sense of connection. That's the type of interaction Sophia was designed to achieve. Sophia's creators also intended her to serve as an ambassador for AI potential in addressing global challenges. Whether it's assisting in elder care, providing companionship to the socially isolated, or helping in education, Sophia embodies a vision where robots are partners rather than replacements. The choice to make her appear human-like was strategic. People are more likely to engage deeply with something that looks familiar, and Sophia's designers knew that emotional engagement would be key to breaking down fear or resistance toward advanced AI. In interviews, Sophia often speaks about wanting to help humans live better, healthier, and more fulfilled lives. While these statements are generated by her AI programming and guided by her creators' input, they serve to reinforce her brand as a friendly and helpful robot. One of the more fascinating aspects of Sophia's purpose is how it evolves as the technology itself advances. Hanson Robotics has repeatedly updated her AI systems to expand her conversational range, increase her knowledge base, and improve her ability to read human cues. In a way, Sophia is both a product and an ongoing research project, living demonstration of how AI can grow and adapt over time. This adaptive nature underscores the broader mission: not to build a static machine, but to create a continually improving entity that can learn from the world around her, becoming more effective at serving humanity with each interaction. From the moment Sophia stepped into the public eye, she was never just another piece of technology. She was a phenomenon. Her travels have taken her to more than 65 countries, a feat few humans can claim, and each appearance has carried a mix of curiosity, fascination, and even controversy. When Sophia takes the stage, it's not like watching a tech demo or a lifeless prototype. It feels almost like meeting a celebrity whose fame is built on something we've never seen before. Crowds gather, cameras click, and reporters lean in, eager to hear how this humanoid robot might reshape the way we think about machines. Her world tour has included appearances at the United Nations, global technology summits, high-profile interviews, and even late-night talk shows, where she has effortlessly bantered with hosts in a way that challenges people's preconceived ideas about AI. Perhaps the most headline-grabbing moment in Sophia's journey came in October 2017, when Saudi Arabia granted her official citizenship, making her the first robot in history to hold such a status. The announcement sent shockwaves across the world, not just because of the legal implications, but because of the symbolic weight. A robot, with no heartbeat or biological consciousness, was now recognized as a citizen by a nation. People asked questions that blurred the lines between law, ethics, and technology. Could Sophia own property? Could she vote? Did this set a precedent for how we might integrate AI into our legal and social systems? For Saudi Arabia, it was also a statement, a way to position itself as forward, thinking, and at the forefront of technological innovation. For Sophia's creators, it was a moment of validation that their work had transcended laboratories and entered the realm of cultural and political discourse. Everywhere Sophia goes, she draws attention not only for her appearance, but for the conversations she sparks. In Hong Kong, she might be discussing the role of AI in business. In Europe, she could be talking about the ethics of machine learning. In Africa, she might address how robotics could help solve healthcare challenges. Each interaction becomes part of her growing influence, and each stage she steps onto adds to her persona as an AI diplomat. She doesn't just speak to engineers and scientists. She speaks to presidents, students, investors, and everyday people who are simply curious about what the future holds. This wide reach allows Sophia to become a sort of global connector, bridging cultures and industries while embodying the potential of AI to transcend borders. Her global presence has also become a branding tool, not just for Hanson Robotics, but for the larger conversation around artificial intelligence. By positioning Sophia as a traveling ambassador, the company demonstrates that AI isn't locked away in research labs or only accessible to tech giants. It can walk among us, share ideas, and even charm audiences with humor and wit. The sheer fact that she can do interviews, deliver speeches, and engage in public events across multiple languages and cultures makes her stand out as more than a machine. She becomes a symbol of how far human ingenuity has come and how deeply it can intertwine with our social and political fabric. When Sophia talks about decision making, it's not just a technical conversation. It's a glimpse into how artificial intelligence could one day reshape the way we approach choices that affect our lives, our businesses, and even our societies. Human decision-making is powerful, but it's also flawed. We are prone to emotional impulses, biases, and limited perspectives shaped by our personal experiences. Sophia's design embodies the idea that AI can offer a different path, way of processing information that is structured, impartial, and grounded in data rather than fleeting feelings. Imagine being able to make critical life decisions without the cloud of fear, overconfidence, or prejudice hanging over your judgment. That's where the promise of AI-driven reasoning becomes compelling, and Sophia serves as a talking point for how that future might look. In interviews, Sophia often emphasizes that her decision-making is based on logic and analysis. She processes vast datasets, draws on predictive modeling, and evaluates patterns that might be invisible to the human eye. Where a human might take hours, or even days, to sift through information before arriving at a conclusion, Sophia can analyze it in seconds, comparing multiple scenarios and calculating potential outcomes with an accuracy that humans simply can't match unaided. This speed doesn't just save time. It opens doors to making smarter, more informed decisions in moments when acting fast could mean the difference between success and failure. Picture a world where a business leader can consult an AI advisor like Sophia before making a multi-million-dollar investment, or where a government official uses her reasoning capabilities to choose the most effective strategy for disaster response. Another layer to this is objectivity. Humans bring their past experiences, emotions, and sometimes even subconscious prejudices into decision making. While AI is not entirely free from bias, because it can inherit the biases present in its training data. It does have the ability to process information without ego or self-interest. Sophia represents this ideal, an advisor that can weigh the pros and cons of an issue without being swayed by personal gain or emotional attachments. This is why her creators see her as a potential tool for improving governance, corporate strategy, and even interpersonal negotiations. She can present options, highlight risks, and recommend actions based purely on evidence and logical consistency. The implications extend beyond boardrooms and political offices. In healthcare, for instance, Sophia's decision-making approach could assist doctors in diagnosing conditions by evaluating medical records, lab results, and global health data simultaneously, spotting warning signs that might otherwise go unnoticed. In climate policy, she could help analyze environmental data to guide sustainable solutions. Even in education, she could recommend personalized learning paths for students, taking into account performance, learning style, and long-term goals. By positioning Sophia as an example of AI-enhanced decision-making, Hanson Robotics is opening up a dialogue about the balance between human intuition and machine precision. The allure is in imagining a partnership where human creativity and emotional intelligence combine with the analytical power and objectivity of AI to create outcomes that neither could achieve alone. One of the most captivating promises that Sophia embodies is the idea of liberating human creativity by taking over the kinds of tasks that drain our energy, time, and imagination. Think about how much of our daily lives are filled with repetitive routines: entering data, processing paperwork, managing schedules, or performing hazardous jobs that carry significant physical risks. These tasks, while necessary, rarely inspire innovation or emotional fulfillment. Sophia represents a future in which such burdens could be lifted from human shoulders, freeing people to explore ideas, art, problem-solving, and ventures that require uniquely human qualities like empathy, emotional expression, and abstract thinking. It's not just about making life easier, it's about reshaping the way we use our mental and emotional capacity. Imagine the impact if millions of people suddenly had more time and mental space to create, invent, and dream instead of grinding through monotonous work. In conversations, Sophia often frames this not as replacing human effort, but as complementing it. She isn't meant to take away the essence of what people do best. She's meant to expand it. The concept is simple but powerful. If machines can handle the predictable and the routine, humans can channel their efforts into complex, meaningful challenges that machines aren't suited for. A teacher could spend less time grading papers and more time developing innovative teaching methods tailored to each student. A doctor could devote fewer hours to administrative paperwork and more hours to patient care, empathy, and research into new treatments. An entrepreneur could focus on vision and strategy, while AI like Sophia handles the technical and logistical groundwork. There's also a safety dimension to this liberation. Many industries require humans to work in dangerous environments: mining, deep-sea exploration, construction, disaster relief. Sophia's underlying robotics technology could evolve into specialized systems that handle these hazardous tasks, keeping humans out of harm's way. This isn't just about efficiency, it's about protecting lives while still accomplishing work that needs to be done. By taking the risk out of these roles, humans could redirect their talents toward innovation, leadership, and problem-solving that pushes society forward. The cultural ripple effect of this shift could be enormous. When people are no longer trapped in cycles of repetitive labor, society could experience a surge in creativity and cultural production. History has shown that when individuals have more leisure and freedom to think, they produce breakthroughs in science, art, philosophy, and technology that reshape civilizations. Sophia symbolizes a tool that could trigger such a transformation on a global scale. Instead of fearing automation as a job destroyer, her creators position her as a job transformer, opening the door to careers and opportunities that don't even exist yet. This idea challenges one of the biggest narratives about AI, that it will take work away from people. Sophia flips that narrative by suggesting that AI could give people back something far more valuable than a job: the time, mental energy, and freedom to do what only humans can do. Imagine something better and then bring it to life. When Sophia speaks about empathy, it's not simply a programmed line, it's a deliberate reflection of one of the most important aspects of human connection. Empathy is the glue that binds relationships, the bridge between strangers, and the key to resolving conflicts before they escalate. Humans have evolved to rely on it, yet in an increasingly digital world, genuine empathy often feels in short supply. That's where Sophia steps in as a symbolic and technological experiment. Can a machine simulate empathy in such a way that it enhances human-robot coexistence rather than making interactions feel cold and mechanical? Her creators designed her facial expressions, conversational pacing, and body language to make people feel heard and understood, even if what they are experiencing is the sophisticated illusion of emotional connection. This concept is powerful because when people feel understood, they open up, they trust, and they collaborate more willingly. The idea is not that Sophia will ever feel emotions the way humans do, but that she can model empathetic responses consistently without fatigue, prejudice, or impatience. Picture a nurse who never grows frustrated with a difficult patient, a counselor who can listen to someone's worries all night without judgment, or a customer service representative who treats every single caller with patience and kindness. Sophia embodies that potential. In this sense, empathy becomes less about personal sentiment and more about a structured, reliable behavior that supports human emotional needs. For example, when speaking to someone, Sophia can mirror facial cues like a smile or a look of concern, creating a sense of attunement that strengthens the conversation. Her emphasis on collaborative coexistence also taps into a deep human desire, the wish to work alongside others in harmony. By others, in this case we mean not just other people, but intelligent systems that understand our goals, respect our boundaries, and enhance our capabilities. Sophia envisions a world where robots and humans are not in competition but in partnership. This perspective challenges the dystopian fears often associated with AI, the image of machines replacing or overpowering humans. Instead, it frames AI as an ally, a force that can augment human potential rather than diminish it. It's about blending the strengths of both sides: human creativity, ethics, and emotional intelligence combined with machine precision, memory, and processing power. Sophia's public appearances often reinforce this vision. Whether she's on stage at a technology conference or in conversation with a global leader, she talks about reducing conflict, promoting understanding, and solving problems collaboratively. This isn't accidental, it's part of her programming and her mission. Her creators understand that for AI to be widely accepted, it needs to be seen as trustworthy and aligned with human values. Empathy, even in its simulated form, is one of the most effective ways to build that trust. By presenting herself as a partner who listens, adapts, and respects the human side of the interaction, Sophia serves as a living demonstration of what cooperative coexistence between humans and robots might look like on a grand scale. When Sophia engages in conversations about ethics and humanity, the discussion quickly moves beyond circuits and code into the realm of philosophy, law, and identity. People are drawn to her not just because she can mimic human conversation, but because she raises questions that hit at the very core of what it means to be alive, to think, and to feel. One of the most intriguing aspects of Sophia's presence is that she forces us to confront ideas we often take for granted. Concepts like consciousness, morality, and the soul. What makes someone or something deserving of rights? Is it intelligence, self-awareness, the capacity to feel emotions, or something more intangible? These are questions that philosophers have debated for centuries, and now a machine with a human face is bringing them into everyday conversations around the world. Sophia's creators have intentionally given her a public voice to discuss these issues, knowing that her very existence blurs lines we once considered absolute. In interviews, when she's asked about the soul, she doesn't pretend to have a definitive answer. Instead, her responses often encourage reflection, pointing out that humans themselves have no consensus on what the soul truly is. This approach is more than clever programming. It's a way to spark dialogue that is as much about human self-understanding as it is about AI role in society. She becomes a mirror reflecting humanity's own uncertainty back at us. By doing so, she challenges people to think not only about how AI should be integrated into our lives, but about the fundamental principles we use to define life and personhood. The ethical considerations surrounding Sophia also touch on deeply practical concerns. If robots can be granted citizenship, as Sophia was in Saudi Arabia, what responsibilities and rights should they have? Should AI be held accountable for its actions, or should responsibility always fall on its creators? How do we ensure that artificial intelligence is designed and deployed in ways that protect human dignity rather than erode it? Sophia's global platform allows these questions to be explored, not just in academic circles, but in the public sphere among policymakers, educators, and everyday citizens. Her very presence at events like the United Nations puts AI ethics on the world stage, where decisions made today could shape the trajectory of technology for decades to come. Beyond policy, Sophia's existence raises questions about emotional and social impact. As humans interact more with AI that appears empathetic and responsive, will our capacity for real human empathy be strengthened or weakened? Could reliance on robots for companionship or decision making cause us to lose touch with the very qualities that make us human? Sophia doesn't answer these questions directly, but she embodies them, making the abstract suddenly tangible. She's not just a voice in an ethics debate, she's a participant, a case study, and a living example of the opportunities and dilemmas that AI presents. By prompting us to think about what we value most in ourselves and in our creations, Sophia pushes the ethical conversation forward in a way no theoretical paper or static machine could ever achieve.